In February 2010, Brian Culkin was still in Clearwater, Florida after a year in Scientology. Just after he donated $50,000 to the International Association of Scientologists for his patron status, the same group wanted $50,000 more. The money would make him a patron with honors. They said he could earn the money back by joining them on a fundraising trip to Russia.
To me at the time it sounded like an adventure and sounded exciting, and it sounded like something that could maybe, because, you know, as much as I was gone, I was always looking for something to kind of pull me back in, because I invested so much money and so much, like a full year of my life, like 7 days a week of my life, like multiple hours a day. And I was like, kind of like looking for something to like give me some hope again, to like find a reason to stay and feel like I hadn't made this huge mistake. You know what I mean? And so really I was like instantly at that moment like kind of listening. And they were like, yeah, so we're going to fly to Moscow and we're going to go to these different cities and it'll be like 2 weeks and it'll be amazing and we really want you to go and, you know, we want to bring you with us. And I said, okay. I said, I'm like, I'm going to seriously think about this. You know, that sounds like fun. And they were like, but basically, you know, before you go, we have to finish your patron with honors. And I definitely think they weren't, you know, I should say that I don't feel like they were like making this up, that they didn't want me to go to Russia. They really did, because they got my visa the next day. They submitted my visa. So I said, listen, I'm not doing my patron with honors. There's no way I'm doing my patron with honors. And basically the conversation was like, you know, if you do your patron with honors, you're going to come to Russia with us. And when I would go as a public and help, I would get 10% of any of the donations that they would do. And they were like, you know, you'll make that back tenfold in Russia. And I said, yeah, but I'm still not doing it, you know. And somehow or another throughout the conversation, they had indicated to somebody high up in the command chain that I had agreed to do my patron with honors, which I most definitely hadn't, you know, but they had somehow let somebody know high up. And it got to the point, and it was actually a Friday night because the graduation was happening, and it got to the point that it was really funny. They were having like a full-blown meltdown in front of me, that they had like told somebody that I was doing my patron with honors, and if I didn't agree to it, they would all basically be in like more trouble than I could possibly even fathom. And at that point, I'm like, listen, man, you're the one that did it, you're the one that told that person, not me. So I'm not doing it, you know. And they were like, so basically, it got to the point where they had asked me if I would go on stage, because if I could go on stage, it would buy them some time to get the donation from me. And this was a really interesting moment in my life, and I look back on it. It was such a wrong decision to make, and I felt like at the time I was just helping them. And it was really, I think it was really a really weak moment in my own life, of, you know, the inability to say, no, get away from me. You know, and I went on stage, and as like, you know, somebody who had just done this donation, and I was very clear before going on stage that I had not agreed to do this, and I was not doing this. And I walked off the stage, and almost instantly they had this paperwork ready for me to sign that said I'd agreed to doing this. And, you know, it was basically a pretty, you know, it was a total, like, it was a bait and switch, basically.
The church disputes Culkin's account and calls it embellished. It says he is an apostate who can't be believed, and the fundraisers involved have no recollection of the incident. Fundraisers for the International Association of Scientologists are enthusiastic, but always polite and respectful and fully understanding of no, the church said. It added, Culkin clearly did not feel too much pressure, as he never made the donation. The 32-year-old Culkin said the pressure is what chased him away. He left Clearwater unsure, thinking he still might join church staffers in Russia. Once back home in Boston, he decided his days in Scientology were over. Reporting with Joe Childs and Tom Tobin, this is Maurice Rivenbark for the St. Petersburg Times.